Happy Wednesday, aka Hump Day. All right, so today's episode we have quite a lot of things to talk about. Going to try to wrap up today's video relatively on the shorter side. Probably should have really done an afternoon video because I'm getting my hair cut today. So tomorrow I'm going to be looking nice and spiffy. Hopefully everyone's doing great. Good vibes all around. If you enjoyed today's episode, smash the like button. If you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe for more. Please turn on the notification bell or check back here on a daily basis. I try to put out videos every Monday through Saturday, sometimes Sunday for a bonus video too. We are over 100 awesome and wonderful subscribers on this channel. Rock and rolling to hopefully 250 milestones soon. I love each and every single one of you, so here we go. Okay, so I got something pulled up on the screen right here. AMD. I am an AMD bull. I am doing a public profile account challenge on this YouTube channel. I own AMD on the channel profile here, along with another profile of mine as well. Tens and tens of thousands of dollars I have invested into AMD, and the party has not even started. I have talked about AMD now for the last couple months, and the more and more that I look at AMD, the more and more that I just want to buy up so many more shares. But just like I am a raging SoFi bull, and I own over 2,050 shares of SoFi, initially I bought 1,500 shares of SoFi all throughout 2024 when nobody wanted SoFi. And then I just started to accumulate bonus shares of SoFi. And I'm looking at my AMD positions and I'm asking myself, do I have enough? Am I over leveraged? Am I under leveraged? Like, it is just thoughts bobbing through my head. So many people are really looking at AMD as gonna be the bread and butter, and it's going to shake up the semiconductor stocks entirely. It's going to really put a, threat to NVIDIA. Now, once again, AMD does not have to surpass NVIDIA. A lot of people get this wrong, and I've gotten into a lot of arguments with people in person and also on the internet. We do not need friggin' AMD to surpass NVIDIA. If that does, well, that is a miracle of... That's like an Apple situation. That's like holy bananas. That is incredible, right? But then it goes ahead and shows that NVIDIA is really nothing special. It's just another company. Because the whole thing that makes NVIDIA... Hold on, morning water, cheers. I keep things real around here, by the way. Real talk, not really fancy too much into editing per se. I'm an old-fashioned YouTuber. Been on YouTube actually for 17 years now. Crazy. The thing about NVIDIA is that so many people look at NVIDIA as being like such a great, phenomenal company. But is it such a great, phenomenal company, or is it just the first of its kind to really break out? Because back in 2022, AMD said, hey, we're a couple years behind NVIDIA. Well, guess what? Those couple years have passed, and here is AMD right now. AMD, Wall Street chose NVIDIA over AMD. What if, theoretically, the tides change? And what if Wall Street all leaves NVIDIA and they start soaking up AMD? If AMD goes in an epic tear, we don't need AMD to surpass NVIDIA. If AMD goes to $1 trillion market cap, I literally beyond double my money. Beyond double my money. If AMD goes to a 1.2, 1.3, beyond triple my money. That is how I am thinking realistically. My ultra bull case on AMD is not surpassing NVIDIA. There are some perma bulls in the AMD community. I love you all. But there are some bulls that truly believe that AMD could surpass NVIDIA. Because when Wall Street starts to realize that, hey, AMD is about ready to rock and roll, and they're going to come in as a disruptor to NVIDIA's business model, and if OpenAI really does go through with, first of all, raising the money that they need to. OpenAI is in the midst of doing a offering of raising, I believe it's 100 bill. Don't quote me on that. It's a very large, obscure amount for a private company. And OpenAI has stated that, hey, they're going to be buying AMD chips, which is really a slap to NVIDIA's face. But I mean, hey, there's a lot of drama emerging, a lot of drama, because NVIDIA and OpenAI used to be kind of really close in a way. Now they're kind of splitting away from each other. But what that is going to show is that essentially NVIDIA is nothing more than just a basic company. I have made money in NVIDIA. I have not made life-changing money in NVIDIA. I did not catch the gigantic NVIDIA wave up. I traded NVIDIA the last X amount of years, the last 4 amount of years. And I mean, hey, if NVIDIA, for whatever reason, takes a fall next year, because there's a lot of fears of next year for NVIDIA around their growth rates, I mean, sure, if the stock trends to undervalue territory, sure, you know, I'll open a position. But realistically, when I'm thinking like 3, 5, 6 years, long-term-ish in a way, AMD just is in such a better case, in my opinion. So I want to go ahead and talk about Cathie Wood, basically bets big on semiconductors, adds Broadcom and AMD. So I've been following Cathie Wood for a while. During 2024, I was actually I was actually taking some of her trades that she was doing. And to be honest, some worked in my favor and some really did not. I don't really know what side of the angle Cathie Wood is really on. I highly doubt she's ever going to see like this video. But I mean, hey, when you're a public figure and you're posting public things, you're open to criticism. I mean, hey, I'm on YouTube. I'm open to criticism all day long. You put yourself out there, that's what ends up happening. You don't want to be criticized, don't put yourself out there. You got to be able to take a punch, and you also got to be tough. But I'll go ahead and say this. I'll criticize her in a good way, and I'll criticize her in a bad way. She picks winners, but I've seen her do incredibly stupid shit. She was selling SoFi when it was actually going down, during like a couple months before Liberation Day. And then I've also seen her in a way like sell out of like great potential stocks. And I'm like, okay, well, is she selling shares? Because you got to remember, people that have very large like stock positions and very customized broker apps, they could very well be selling some shares that they bought on the very low end. It's called LIFO and FIFO. First in, first out, I believe. Last in, first out. I honestly think I butchered that entirely. To be honest, I've actually never used that. Robinhood doesn't actually really offer that best feature per se. I've actually called Robinhood. Robinhood is my main broker. The broker that I'm using for my public account here is Webull. I've never really dabbled in that aspect, but essentially keep the number simple. Let's say you buy a stock at $10 and then that stock shoots up and you buy shares at $20 and the stock goes to $30. You want to sell shares at $10. You don't want to sell shares at $20. Depending on your brokerage, you could potentially do that. Some allow you to, some don't. Some you got to put into a request. So I don't really know what she's doing per se, but I look at results. And the thing about her ETF, ARK ETF, it hasn't beaten the S&P 500. I mean, her ETF essentially peaked February 21, and I mean, ouch, okay? Her ETF is like now starting a uptrend, but it's very much debatable if her ETF is gonna pretty much go back down. But I mean, look at all the way throughout 2023 on her ETF. You look at SPY, all the way. The broader market of 2023, it's been on an utter tear. So the thing about Cathie Wood is a lot of people like to follow her. It's kind of really humorous to see how she's betting big on semis. But I'm going to go ahead and keep this video for the sake of it. And I mean, I really agree with her betting big on semis such as AMD and also potentially Broadcom. Obviously, I pick AMD over Broadcom. I've spoken a lot about AMD on this channel, and I definitely will too. I honestly think AMD is very much the better buy. Lisa Su, the CEO, I see a CEO that has taken a company out of the depths of hell and has completely turned the company around. Broadcom, I haven't really spent a long time looking into and stuff, but I mean, every single thing around Lisa Su and the management team, I really just openly like a lot more than any other semi out there. Now, we have NVIDIA's earnings coming up here relatively shortly. You're talking next Wednesday. So this is going to be very big because this is going to definitely move the market. Or rather, I should say, definitely move the semis. And maybe we're going to see actually a lot of these semis really rally. But to really wrap up today's episode on a closing note here, I want to talk about some stuff that did come out today or going to be coming out today. So we got the big thing for today is the minutes of the Federal Reserve's meeting in January. This is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be looking at. We're going to be getting a transcript of basically the Federal Reserve reptiles. The Federal Reserve is not even part of our federal government. If you actually look at the history of the Federal Reserve, all it is just a credit card that our government uses as to pretty much dilute us as Americans, which does affect the world. So if you're not from America watching this video, or you're not living in America like me, you don't pay taxes in America, understand that, well, the Federal Reserve does affect the friggin' world. A very demonic system, but we're going to be seeing a transcript of what these people actually were talking about during their meeting, and to really see like the sense. A lot of people are really betting that the Federal Reserve is going to be saying, okay, if the labor market is strong but inflation is coming down, our Fed's fund rate is too high. That's actually really, really bad. It's bad for the Federal Reserve on their balance sheet because it means they can't print enough money. And it's also really bad just in general for lending. So if we see that, hey, the Fed is willing to lower rates if inflation is coming down, and if this one-time tariff inflation is only, a one-time gig, we very well could be seeing rate cuts regardless of the labor market deteriorating. What does that mean? That means the economy is friggin' strong, and that means we're going to go on an epic bull run. But then again, we already are on a bull run right now. We're just in a drawdown, okay? It's pretty humorous. So, 2 p.m., this is going to be out. Ironically, my haircut appointment is at 2 p.m., I'm going to be having my phone up as my barber is giving me a nice low fade here. But this is going to be a good talking point for tomorrow to really go over and stuff, to really see how the market reacts. So right now it's 10:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are at your computer and you're working or you're trading or whatever, there could very well be volatility later today going into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow, initial jobless claims, I'll be covering that. And then the big one, GDP, baby. And also, PCE is going to be really big, too. So, we really got to pay attention to what comes out today. We really got to pay attention to NVIDIA next week. We got a lot of stuff to pay attention to. But once again, Cathie Wood, in my opinion, I've seen her do very good things, and I've seen her do things that I've said to myself, what are you doing? Like, she did an interview with Elon Musk, and then a couple months later, she sold out of her Tesla position. Now, obviously, she has reasons behind that, But I mean, it's like it's like hypothetically I were to do an interview with Anthony Noto talking about how great his company is, and then a couple months later I sell completely out of my position. What would I be doing? Obviously I have a reason behind that, but I mean, what is it? Overall, like I said, this episode is relatively short. Last couple videos of mine have been really long. Appreciate everyone for watching and staying along here. We're just really in a waiting game. But, I mean, we are definitely in a drawdown. If the labor market, like I said, is very strong, that's really good. And honestly, that really does mean we could be coming out of a rolling recession. Ooh, Cathie Wood did say that too. Cathie Wood has been saying for the last couple years we are in a rolling recession. I actually agree with that. I have never seen a rolling recession before. She has. So therefore, I want to say that, yeah, we probably are in a friggin' rolling recession. Crazy, right? Okay, everyone. Yeah, please like this video if you find value. Stay strong. Remember why you invest in stocks. Otherwise, you will be scared out of great opportunities. Later, everyone. Take it easy.